All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Heat Vision podcast. And this is a place where we like to go in depth and review some of your favorite movies, your TV shows, and video games. But before we get started, I forgot to mention that it's me, Hector, and I got Mario. We're gonna roll with it, man. So yeah, I got Mario. It's just us again. But yeah, before we get started, you guys can listen to us anywhere: YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple, Google, Spotify, and follow our socials at Heat Vision Podcast. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're gonna keep rolling with it. Mario, what are we reviewing right now?
Before we say what we're reviewing, spoilers. Just to be.
Oh, did I forget to mention that?
Yeah, okay, but don't worry about it. I got it. But yeah, a lot of spoilers. Every one of these is gonna be a spoiler. So be prepared. Be warned.
We don't really do spoiler-free reviews because we just like to go in depth and have discussions about the movie. So if you guys are really into that, this is the podcast for you. If you want spoiler-free reviews, then
get the fuck out of here.
No, chill.
No, I'm kidding. I'm cheating.
No, chill. You a bitch.
Don't leave me. No, I'm kidding. But we're gonna be talking about the Black Phone.
We're late as fuck.
Late as fuck, yeah. But this movie came out a while ago. I saw it with Javi was there. He's not here, but we saw it with Javi and Hector, and
it was just us three, right?
It was just us three.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to get off right at the back, because I believe this actor, she deserves her praise, her flowers.
He just wants to get over.
I want to get over it. Her name is Madeline McGraw.
Madeline,
my bad. Madeline.
Medellini.
What the fuck? But if you don't know who that is, she's the little sister of the main character, and she's really, I don't know how old she is, but in my eyes, I'm gonna generalize her as a kid actor. But she did a fantastic job. Like throughout the entire movie, whenever she was in the scene, I was just like, oh my god, bro, she's fucking killing it. Yeah. I was actually impressed with her acting, but I just wanted to give her praise. But to get back to the actual, because we're gonna do like a little quick summary of the movie itself. Yeah. So this movie.
But going back to the actor, the reason why I agree with you when we say that is because sometimes most child actors aren't really that good.
A child actor in a movie is either hit or miss.
Especially like when emotional moments, like with her, was like there was few emotional moments that like it felt real. Like if if you see a little girl crying and like screaming or whatever in real life. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about?
It felt realistic. I felt like this was a story that was actually real. Like, oh my god,
it's fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway,
like I said, we weren't very impressed. But we're gonna be doing a quick summary of the movie, to the best that we can. Remember, this is like a month synopsis after we've seen this shit, so we're gonna best remember the overall movie itself. But this movie, it takes place like back in like what, the 70s, 80s, 90s, around there. Before technology, let's just say that. Before like our day and age when it comes to technology.
And I think it was probably in like 80s, 90s, something like that.
Yeah, around there. I'm trying. Oh, I remember the beginning. We were at a baseball game, right? And you see the main character. He's pitching to a guy who's to the batter who's coming out to the home plate to hit. And you just see the scene of them just playing baseball and shit. And ultimately, the pitcher, he throws a ball and the guy hits it. He hits a home run. They win the game. All right. And then next thing you know, it kind of like fast forwards a little bit to where they're
and with that guy, I thought he was gonna be like a bully.
A bully?
Yeah.
No. The guy, the batter.
I thought he was gonna be a bully.
He respected him.
Yeah.
He respected our main character. He's like, hey man, you got a real arm, which we'll mention later in the movie. And it fast forwards a little bit. They're like all grown up, not grown up, but like they're more mature. They're up there like probably like 14, maybe 16. And
it cuts to the scene with him riding his bike. Remember?
That's what I'm saying. But wasn't he like more grown up there?
No, I don't think so. It was
I thought it was. Never mind.
No.
Because in there, I thought because the main character looks young as fuck in that scene. Really? I thought they were kids, and then fast forward because he was popular. Because remember those girls came by, they're like, oh, I don't know his actual name. I'm going to say, hey, Justin, or whatever his name was.
Yeah, but was it actually a couple years later?
Maybe like a year or two, but I thought that...
I don't know. I thought it happened kind of like pretty fast.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Like I said, I thought they maybe there isn't a time skip or there is. But whatever. They cut to another scene where he's on his bike.
Right. Yeah.
And he's riding his bike. Two girls who are clearly walking to school go right by him, and they're like, I don't know his name, but he's like, "Hey, Justin," and Justin's like, "What's up?" Like, "I'll fuck you later." Stay smooth. He's acting cool. That's basically what he is. He's like, I'm the man, bro. Like,
said,
I'm the man.
fuck you later.
That's the vibe we're getting from him.
Yeah.
But he's riding his bike, right? And then next thing you know, you just see the black
the black truck,
the black truck,
van, van.
Yeah, probably more of a van. Yeah, you see this black truck, and then boom, it cuts away again, right? Why are you so laughing about that?
No, I'm laughing because I was like, you're like black truck, and I said black van. You're like, oh yeah, black van. So yeah, okay, black van, which better? So the black truck.
No, I said truck. I didn't know that. I thought I said van. I said van.
Right after we agreed. Oh,
yeah.
van. Okay. Oh, van. Okay, van. So the black truck.
I swear to God, bro, I thought I said van.
Wait, hey. So, hey, if you're listening to this episode's after the Get Out review that me and Javi did. You weren't there, Mario, unfortunately. Yeah. But if you go, wait, no, sorry, no, it's not the Get Out. It's when we did Go Dumb.
Oh.
So this is it's there was a part when I was editing that shit.
Yeah.
And this is completely random, off tangent for a bit. Do you remember when I was? I started hard as shit. Did you hear me?
Where?
In Godam.
I listened to the review. I didn't.
What?
I didn't hear. I don't remember.
Bro, I started hard as fuck, and I'm surprised when we're live, you didn't laugh, bro. I was so tempted to edit that shit. I'm like, no way, but I kept it. But I was laughing so hard. Okay, listen. Hey, for you guys, listen for context. Go watch our Godam review. And see if you can find it. I forgot where it is, but there's a point where like I started hard, and usually Mario laughs at that type of stuff, but he didn't laugh when we were live, and I guess you didn't catch it when you listened to it on your own.
I swear to God, I did.
But go check that out. That's why I just brought it up because, we're just laughing and stuff. But anyways, yeah. So.
But either way, yeah, he's riding his bike, and we see the black truck. No, I'm kidding. Black van.
The black van.
And it cuts away, and next thing you know. I'm trying to remember what happens after that. Does it go to like a flyer of him missing or something? I don't remember what happens after that part. Do we go to the main character walking to school or some shit?
I can't.
This is where I'm blanking.
I can't remember. That's why. Let's just do like a quick summary. So,
all right.
What this movie is basically about is there's this like a serial killer on the loose on the town who targets kids, and he they called him the Grabber.
I forgot. I honestly forgot.
I think it might have been the Grabber.
It probably might be.
And so basically what this is the Grabber already had many victims, and one of the main characters, right, he becomes like a victim, and he's trapped in this basement. He's trapped by the Grabber, and basically the premise of this movie is him trying to escape.
And the reason they call it the movie called Black Phone is that there is a black phone in this room. Because in this room, it's a pretty big room, but there's really nothing, not a lot in it. It's a concrete walls everywhere with the thin mattress, the black phone, and a toilet in like the other side of the room. And you kind of go through like a journey through all the victims that the Grabber has killed, and you learn how they got caught, how they try to escape but failed, and they try to and they teach him, the main character, like, hey, make sure you do this,
right?
Make sure you punch him with all you got.
It would ring, but then didn't the Grabber, didn't he say like
it doesn't work?
Oh, it doesn't work or something.
Yeah, it even shows that like the cable's like disconnected. It's broken. Like the phone doesn't work. So like there's a supernatural aspect to it because you hear the kid's voice and he's like, "Who is this?"
Yes, it's like a supernatural thing.
And then the main character's like, "Oh my God, you died. I don't know how long ago, but you're dead. How are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
He's like, I don't remember. All I remember is what I felt and how I tried to escape. Look at the wall. There's a hole there. I try to escape through the wall.
I feel like you're just jumping in. Wait,
I know, but I'm trying to give like examples.
Hey, just hold on. Let's take it back a little bit because I want to mention. So let's at least mention how he gets captured.
No, yeah, you're right.
Right. So obviously we get the sneak peek of that batter from the beginning. He's end up missing. Him and his sister like talking about it and whatnot, and then we also get introduced to Don't you remember?
Right,
They talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we get introduced to his best. Not his best friend. He gets introduced to a good friend of his. This like Mexican.
Yep.
And we see that cool fight
Oh
scene. Do you remember that?
yeah, dude. He beats up a
Jesus,
bully who was
yeah.
fucking with him. Like he was messing with him.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. He called him
And-
like a beaner and shit.
Yeah. Hey man, he beat his ass.
That shit was funny
He
as
beat
hell.
his ass.
Yeah, he like
It got gruesome though. Not
Yeah,
gonna
bro.
lie.
He, like,
I didn't
shit-
expect it.
he sweet chin music his ass
Yeah.
type shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
He fucking kicked his ass in the head. Like that was fucking cool. And
Yeah.
you know, speaking of that, bro, there's some like you see blood in this bitch, bro.
Mhm.
You see actually blood. Well, it's rated R.
Yeah.
Which I really liked. I'm like, holy shit. And so we meet this friend. I forgot his name, man.
Yeah, I forgot his name too.
Yeah, he's this Mexican friend who's like who has a bandana and whatnot. He was really cool. He like, and he used to get and the main character, he used to get bullied, and this guy, he was about to get bullied. Like there's a bathroom scene where he was about to get bullied, but then that Mexican new kid came along and he stood up for him and whatnot. But then so anyways, there's going on these talks about missing people. And then we get an idea. They finally go home. We get an idea of their environment, bro. Their father is a fucking drunk, and he's like abusive, and shit. And we learn that their mother committed suicide
because her head told her to or some shit.
Yeah, and so we later find out that the sister of the main character, she has visions.
Yep.
Like on some of that So Raven shit.
Yeah, for real.
like whenever she sleeps or something like that, she has these visions where she could see either the past or the present or whatever. No, it's just the past. No, I think the past.
I think so. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. And we later find out that the mother also had visions of these things, and that's what I guess led to her suicide.
That's what the dad said. He's like, because of the vision, it told her her mother to kill herself.
Yeah, so the dad obviously he's like really depressed about this, and he's a drinker, and
that what makes him into a asshole. Basically.
Yeah, and he abuses
because because the cops come to his house. Remember the girl got in trouble, and the cops came to his job to ask questions about his daughter's visions, and that pissed him off. And so I think she's waking up one day. She wakes up one day to make breakfast, and then the dad's like, "What the fuck? Why did the cops come to my job and ask me about you and some visions already?" And he's like, "I told you already. Don't trust those things. Don't believe in them." And
like it's not real
up,
or something like that.
And
like they're just dreams.
Yeah.
Type shit.
And he straight up beats. It's not like he's punishing. You can punish your child.
No, bro. This man beating.
But no, this is abuse. Straight up fucking abuse. Like the movie did not hold back on showing this. I'm like, oh my god, it made me hate the fucking dad.
Yeah,
I hated him. And the reason why you can clearly see he's an asshole is that she grabs a bottle of alcohol, and that stops the dad from hitting her. And he's like, "Don't you dare do that! Like, don't you dare drop the alcohol because like that's kind of like his way out." Sadly,
right.
So then she drops it, and then the dad just beats her up even more. And then after the dad's done beating her up, she fucking just goes with her brother, and they watch cartoons like nothing ever happened. And I'm just like, damn, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, and so then later, with his best friend, we just get this random scene. He walks out like this, it's like the back of a fucking
grocery store.
And he's walking by himself, and we see the black van there, and
the guy gets out of it,
and he's just walking towards it, and that's it. That's all we see.
Yep.
And then he goes missing. And
I think he was the last victim before our main character gets kidnapped.
And so our main character, like, obviously the whole thing's on the rise. People are like freaking out and whatnot. And out of school? He's walking home from school, right?
Yeah, because his little sister would go on certain days. She would have sleepovers with her friend.
Yeah.
And on that day, she went to go to her friend's house, so they separated while he went to where he lived. And on his way back home, we see the black van. And the guy gets out of it. It's like, "Hey, I'm a magician or whatever. Like, you want to see a trick?" And the kid's smart. He's like, "No, I don't." But the guy's like, he overpowers him. He's an adult. He's a kid. Yeah. So he manages to kidnap him. He wakes up in this basement, and he's like, "What the fuck? What's going on?"
No, but I also want to mention, because obviously there's like clues or whatnot, like people witnesses, and they always say like black balloons and whatnot. And so remember when the dude came out of the van, he like drops his stuff and he's like, "Oh, silly me, whatever. I'm a musician. Want to see a trick, whatever." And then the kid's like, "Nah," but then he's like, "Okay, sure, why not?" Right? And so he's like shows him this trick, and then he notices the black balloons in the van. And he looks at it, he's like, "Are those black balloons?" Like, and then that's when the dude gets on him and he drugs him with him.
He drugs him. Does the kid stab him? I think the kid does stab him a little bit, right?
Yeah,
he has, that rocket ship
thing. He stabs him because he had this rocket ship
lighter.
Where did he get that?
I don't fucking know, but it was it was a flashlight. It lit up.
There was a scene like that, but I forgot. But yeah, then fast forward, we get back into this basement with the black phone. He explains, "Yo, this black phone is not there, whatever." And so surprisingly, man, we don't. So in this movie, we don't get to see a lot of his kills.
No,
we only get to see
how they look afterwards.
Yeah, and we I kind of wish that we did get to see more okay, so obviously how Mario explained it, right? There's this black phone that's doesn't work and whatnot, and so what it is this dude's being he's just in his basement malnourished and whatnot, and then he's trying to escape, and so by the time there's a scene where the dude leaves the door open, and the kid is oh shit, he left the door open, let me leave, and then the phone starts ringing, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? And he goes there and he picks it up and he tells him, yo, there's a weird kid voice, don't go up there. And so basically what this is there's a bunch of kids talking through this phone that only the main character can hear, and what they do is just they tell them their experience, hey, don't do this because I did this. For the kid example, it says, don't go upstairs because if you go upstairs, he's waiting for you and he's gonna beat you, whatever. And it's part of this game. It's weird because
the murderer, he's fucked up in the head.
Oh yeah.
He's mentally unhealthy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't kill you or hurt you because he's waiting for you to fuck up. He's like, oh, you're trying to escape. You deserve to get punished.
Yeah, and they said that one of the kids said the game was the naughty boy or some shit. Yeah,
and basically when he was alluding to this kid who hey, don't go up the stairs. He's I went upstairs. He's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the kid closes the door. He listens to him.
Yeah.
And the guy's he's just sitting there, and after he closes the door, it pans up to the door, walking up the stairs. And you just see the murderer, the freak, just sitting in a chair with
shirtless, with a belt, I think,
and a mask on.
And a mask, but it's the different mask. Yeah. It's with instead of this mask that he's smiling with, it's a mask that's a frowning face. So that shit was
that shit was creepy.
And obviously throughout, and so the subplot is the sister, and the dad are freaking out. The police officer's like, yo, what the fuck? She's freaking out. Where's my brother and whatnot? And so basically the subplot is the sister's trying to find where her brother is, and so she's praying to God or Jesus to give her more of these visions. So that's basically what's going around in the background. But I think this premise, man, of this movie is really fucking cool because, so with these stories, what these kids are doing is there's a bunch of them that call, and obviously the main character figures out who they are. It's no, oh, you're this name, you're so and so,
Jennifer, you died,
whatever.
Long ago.
And so So these stories, these kids try to help them, saying oh, this is what I did, and it's only up to there. This is what I did until I eventually got caught and died. And so it's all of these different steps. The first kid's oh, I tried the window, whatever. I left this rope under a place. Get the rope. And another kid's oh, I went through a meat freezer or whatever. Do this. So all these different steps, and he's trying them, and they're all failing. And what I like is at the end of the movie, it all comes together. Everything that he got or everything he used because of the kids' help, he eventually got out because of those things. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then also we got a little bit of flashbacks or whatnot with those kids.
Flashbacks to each victim and what they looked like, who they were.
I'm trying to remember. Was it all of them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because you got. Well, actually, I don't know about the first one. Actually, I think the first one was just the voice. But we got one on the asshole dude who was a jock, like a bully.
Something like that, yeah.
And then the Asian kid. No, the Asian kid we saw him. I don't know. We got a flashback of him actually dying. Right? Actually, none of them. No.
And I think that's my only issue. Is I kind of wish because obviously the main character's not doing anything wrong, right? Meaning he's not getting punished or anything like that. He's taking the advice of these kids. But I kind of wish we got to see more of what this dude would do. Not to be some weird shit, but I kind of wanted to see more of that. But the suspense was definitely there, and I really liked that each kid, every ghost kid, was telling him, "Yo, I did this. Now you try. I did this," and eventually, just everything concludes to him doing everything, and ends up murdering that guy. But yeah, I thought the idea was cool, and like the suspense was there, the horror was pretty cool. There were some jump scares where I even jumped, I was like, oh shit, like with the ghosts and shit.
Yeah, but because like on some of them they
would
whenever
pop
he's
up.
on the phone, the
ghosts
dead
would pop up,
bodies
yeah.
appear behind him of the victims, and they're all bloodied up and how they look. And as he's having the conversation with the people, their mouths are moving in the bag, and then when the call ends, they just disappear. I thought that was really cool too.
I think the whole idea of it is really cool, and I think one scene that was actually really like, yo, what the fuck is when remember when the police officers were like going around asking,
oh, and then
the
brother
brother answered, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, come in, and they all come in, and then he has this like wall of fucking
evidence
like, yo, if the killer's here, I mean, if these are where the victims are disappearing, whatever, the killer should be around here. Like, he's basically trying to help the detectives, and the detectives are like, yo, you fucking weird, man. Like
by the way, in the brothers, this is the brother of the murderer, by the way. So the murderer has a brother, and this is what we're talking about. The brother, when he was talking to these cops, had cocaine on the table.
Oh yeah.
And the guy's like, you might want to clean up your mess before your brother shows up.
Yeah, and obviously they let him slide with that because this was in like in the 80s or some shit. This
man.
was back when like I feel like even the cops were doing cocaine, man.
Probably, man. Who knows?
Hey, this was back when Coca-Cola had cocaine. But yeah. So after that, the brother's like, oh, he's like, damn, like shit. They actually like saw me. Thank God they didn't do anything or whatever. And he just goes back to sniffing it, and then the camera pans
down,
and we see in the basement. That's where the basement is.
That's where all the victims are brought and trapped.
Yeah, and that's where our main character is.
So then you get like this feeling,
so
like,
it's
fuck, like they're right there. Like,
yeah,
God
so
damn
it's the same. Yeah, so it's the same fucking house where that guy brought the detectives in. It's like, yo, you got to check this out, blah blah blah. And I was like, yo, that's fucking. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy. And yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then eventually, the sister, you know, she has these visions and finds out where the house is located. And so we have the suspense. And we have the suspense. Remember when the brother figures it out? He's like, oh shit. He finally figures, he's looking at the board of his shit, and he figures out, like, oh my God, like, it's in my own house.
Because in the house, his brother says, like, don't go there. Don't go in that room.
Yeah, like his brother.
And he's like, so one day he's like, I wonder what the fuck's in there.
Yeah.
So then he walks down the steps, and he's like, he gets excited. He's like, I knew it. I was right. Like, I figured it out. Like kid, like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, his brother literally kills him. Straight up murders his own brother, like with an axe, like in the head. And it was low-key, like, it's gonna sound fucked up. It looked badass. Like, the way he died. Like, it was gruesome as fuck.
Yeah.
But I forgot, because before that happened, is that when the main character tried to escape, but he got caught? That was after, right?
Oh no, dude, that was before. Cause, I mean, I guess we could talk about. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because that whole reason.
Yeah, so we're already at the end.
I was gonna say, because he left to go get the supplies. I'm like, wait, if he was getting the supplies, that means he already attempted to escape, because that was the reason why he was punishing him, because he got caught.
No, yeah. So there was this part where like one of the kids said he had like this bike and he had this lock. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And he's like,
the combo's
hey, I wrote my combination on the wall, and then the dude had to find it. But it was a bunch of combinations of numbers. He didn't write it in order, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
He's like, what's the order? He's like, and he had to figure it out.
Yeah, so like the lock was the same lock of that kid's bike that died. That's the ghost that's talking. Is the same lock that the grabber used to lock his door. And so obviously the moment when the grabber, he's like,
he leaves the door open again.
He leaves the door open again. And he's waiting for him
to catch him to leave and escape. So the guy, the main character, goes up the stairs and he sees that he's asleep. Yeah. So then he carefully walks slowly past him to the door. And there's a lot of suspense here, a lot of anxiety, because, like, bro, he has to hurry the fuck up. Yeah. And he has to try all these different combinations. Honestly, it doesn't work the first time. And he finally unlocks it, but when he unlocks it, I think his dog barks.
His dog barks, yeah.
His dog barks, and you're like, oh, shit. Like, what the fuck? And then, obviously, the killer wakes up, And obviously, as the audience member, you're like, oh fuck, like get the fuck out. We're in there like, oh my god, what the fuck's gonna happen? He gets out the house. He actually escapes.
Which I didn't expect that, bro.
He kind of escaped. Well, yeah,
I
same here.
I didn't expect him running out.
I thought what was gonna happen as he unlocked it. The guy was gonna be like, where do you think you're going? And I was like, oh okay, I was kind of expecting that. But no, he actually leaves. But he gets caught as he leaves. But he kind of. What does he do? He grabs him, right? He grabs him.
No, don't you remember? This man runs out.
Yeah, he runs out. But
he runs straight. He's running straight. He's screaming or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the dude follows him with his van.
Oh yeah, you're right. He follows him with the van. He didn't. And then
dude, this was okay. This is my only complaint. Like I was like, what the fuck? This dude is chasing with a van, and this guy is deciding to keep running straight instead of like doing zigzags.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? And so what happens is he's running straight. The van passes him, and the van stops in front of him. Mm-hmm. Right, the van stops in front of him. He's like, "Oh shit!" Then he finally stops running. He's like pauses because the van stops in front of him. Then the grabber, gets out, and then he grabs him, and he has him on the floor.
And he's making him be quiet because if he yells, because when he does this, the kid makes some noise to the point where the lights turn on and on some of the houses where it's like, "Oh shit!" People heard him. Yeah. And the guy's like, "If you make any noise, I'll kill you right now."
Yeah, and he has like a knife on his throat.
And so the kid's forced to be quiet, and he goes back into the basement. He's trapped again.
Yeah,
and then the whole thing with the brother happens. But at this time, the sister kind of figures out where he is
with these visions.
Because in the vision, she sees a house, and she's like, "Oh my god!" So the entire time, she knows what the house looks like, but doesn't know where it's at.
Right.
So when this is going on, she finally finds the house, and she's like, "Oh my god, this is the house." And so that's going on. We go back to the main character again. I'm trying to remember. The guy comes down. The killer.
So wait, what do you mean?
Like after this is after like the girl figured it out. Remember, she calls the cops.
Yeah, she's called. So no, cops. So all
but
this is happening at the same time.
As it's going, I think it is because
no, it is. When the cops are pulling up or whatever, it's happening at the same time where the brother finds him and then he ends up getting killed by his brother. Mm-hmm. Like it's all happening at the same time.
And then after that, he comes down again or some shit like that. But this time he's prepared. He's ready to fight this.
Yeah, the kid.
Wait,
is
doesn't
finally
he get the
prepared.
one last phone call?
He gets a one last phone call from his close friend, I guess.
Mm-hmm. The Mexican kid.
Yeah, and he tells him like, you gotta stand up for yourself, type shit.
Fight for yourself, like you're strong. He's like, what I want you to do? I want you to grab the phone, fill it with dirt, and then you're gonna
pack the phone with dirt.
Yeah, this part was kind of funny.
And you back up, swim, back up, like
do it again.
God. Yeah,
follow me, back up, swing. Do it again.
Honestly, when I saw, I thought it was low-key kind of cringe. But I saw, I'm like, oh my God.
I know what you mean.
But then again, I feel like it's just the actor, man. Yeah. I feel like I said, it's just
hit or miss. And with the Mexican, it sucks because we Mexicans.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was missing on the acting, I was like, damn,
whatever. Yeah.
But that's the point.
I can see why they don't hire Mexicans. God damn it. Bitches need us for diversity's sake.
Yeah, for real. But he teaches him how to punch, right?
It's all joke, guys. All joke.
Yeah, for real, it's joke. But he's teaching him how to punch and shit, so he's ready, right? So the killer comes down, he's prepared, he planned all this shit out. Like Hector said, what every victim taught him, whatever the past victims like taught him how to escape,
what he gathered,
he used to against him, the killer.
Everything. But
do you remember this part better? Because the only thing I really remember is him getting trapped on when the hole, the hole in the floor.
Okay, so what happened was that hole he was digging because one of the callers said, "Yo, I dug this hole, or whatever. I was close to getting out, or some shit like that." So he was digging that hole. Oh, shit, excuse me. Then he found out like, oh, this is not going anywhere, or whatever. And so he had the rope from the first phone call with trying to get out the window and stuff. And then the one with the pinball machine, that bully you're talking about, he got out by punching a hole or like making a hole in the wall, but then it led to a freezer with meat. So all of this shit comes down. So after the brother opens the door, and same thing. This is all happening when the sister finds a house, contacts the police. This is all happening at the same time. And then so the brother is like, "Oh my God, I knew it!" And then we immediately, like, off guard, we just see a fucking axe gets plunged to his head, and it was the grabber. He ends up killing his brother. He's like, "You look what you made me do. You made me kill my brother." And then so eventually this is where he's like, I'm gonna kill you slowly. And he has the dog, and he chains up the dog, and then he starts chasing him, or wants to grab him. And so what he does is that hole, he covers it with like a blanket,
like a rug.
And then he sets up the rope that he had in the beginning, and so he runs over there to that area, and as the grabber's running at him. He pulls the rope and he trips him.
And he fucks up his ankle.
Yeah, and he falls inside of the hole and he breaks his fucking ankle. And he's trapped there.
And then that's when he punches him.
With the phone.
Yep.
No, and then he takes off his mask, doesn't he?
I thought he takes it off by punching him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
But
here's the cool part. This is where you figure it out. I mean, we already knew it was kind of fucked up. But this is where you're like, okay, he's a certified psycho. Like, he's actually crazy. Yeah. As soon as the mask comes off, he starts screaming like, no!
Like he starts covering his face.
He's going like he's literally looks insane. Like he's mentally insane. So this mask was clearly like a way to like hide his persona or hide his like true self or some shit. Because he was like it's like he was embarrassed.
No, which is psychologically it's true. You know, when you have a mask on or even sunglasses, like it's a way to it's a way to hide your real self, and you kind of feel like you could do whatever you want. So with this, he loses his mask. He's covering his face, like, no, I don't, whatever. And this dude starts kicking him, hitting him with the phone.
He's beating his ass, bro.
Yeah,
straight up, he's beating his ass.
Yeah, he starts whooping him, bro. And then he finally like wraps the cord around him, right? And
he chokes him out, and
but there's one phone call. He's like, oh, you have a phone call.
Oh,
and he passes it to him, and it's all the kids.
It's like, we told you, we'll get you.
Yeah, type shit.
that part was cool. I like that.
And he
actually
snaps his fucking neck.
Yeah.
And so obviously the dog's right there, and then there's, like I said, it all plays out from the pinball dude who like was stuck in the meat freezer because like when he broke the wall. He goes back to that meat freezer. He gets a piece of meat and he chucks it to the corner, and the dog follows. And so everything that these ghosts, dead bodies, told him what to do, like he utilized everything, which I thought was really cool. And so as this was going on, the police raid that house that the girl's saying, and we find out it's not the house. It's the wrong house.
It's the house where he buries the bodies.
Yeah.
So all the victims, they're all buried in that house's basement because there's like a bunch of dirt. And there's like a bunch of like lumps where where the victims are at. Yeah. And there's one freshly dug one where the main character's body was supposed to go. But obviously he survived. And as they figure this out, like, oh my God, this isn't the house. Yeah. Our main character comes out of the house where he was actually kept. Yeah. And obviously he sees his sister and they hug it out. And then if the movie starts to wrap up here.
But you forgot. No, Mario, what the fuck? You forgot to mention the whole thing.
What?
Let me take this from here, bro. So it's the house, remember? It's the wrong house. The little kid gets out the house and we're like, yo, we're confused. We're like, what the fuck? And we find out
it was across the street.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
I didn't say it. Oh, I thought I did.
No, you didn't mention it. The house where he was kept, where he keeps a victim, was across the street from the other house where he buries him. So the house where he keeps him, that's his brother's house, and where he buries him, that's like his real house, I guess. So he comes out and we learn, holy shit, it was just across the street. This is crazy, whatever. It's cool type of thing when you see the movie. They see the sisters, they all hug, the police officers come and they do the wrapping up shit. You know, the classic ambulance where they're sitting in the back of it. Yeah. You know, every movie or show, they always have that scene where the ambulance is there, they're just sitting behind it. Like, and they're fucking, you know what I mean? They're having, and they have blankets over.
Yeah, obviously they have blankets. And here's the part where like it kind of annoys me.
Oh shit!
Because the dad comes.
Oh yeah, the dad pulls up.
And the dad's all like apologetic, like I'm so sorry. I'm just like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about you. You're a fucking asshole. You literally beat your fucking 8-year-old, 9-year-old daughter. Yeah. Or old shit. She's just still a kid. Like fuck you. Like and the kids rifle. And I thought and if the kids would have like been like, we're sorry too, Dad, I would have hated the movie more. I don't hate the movie. Like I would have that would have been another con for me. Like,
but they didn't say sorry.
But they didn't. They were just quiet sitting there. I'm like, all right, bet. Like that's how you're supposed to act. Like you fucking, this guy's an asshole. Just because your son's alive and he's not dead, doesn't mean you're all nice all of a sudden. You're gonna be a great father. But no, luckily no. I think they acted the way I think they should have, which is basically like they just were quiet and I think the dad hugged him, but they weren't like embracing him back. Right. They were just there, like, oh, like, cool. We still hate you, like, fuck you, type of thing.
Yeah, and that's pretty much. That's just pretty much how it ends, man.
It just goes to like a wide shot, I think, and the movie ends.
Like all of those moments, I like the idea. I like those suspense moments. I like the kind of twists with the whole brother in the same basement as him, and then the whole cross the street shit. I liked it all, bro, and I like the acting too. Majority of the acting, you know, there's some parts I was like, yo, what the fuck, like that scene with his friend, like you gotta push me, push me, like I feel like he was doing it too much. Like, all right, bro, we get it, you just fucking fall back, and he didn't really do that. Well, I guess he kind of did, but whatever. But yeah, final thoughts, Mario. Final thoughts and your rating.
Final thoughts. Yeah, about this movie, bro? I love the amount of suspense, anxiety,
It's a
that
good
feeling
fucking
of like
horror
what the
film.
fuck's gonna happen. That movie, that feeling was here throughout the entirety of the film, in my opinion. There was no like what the fuck moments, and by what I mean by that, there's nothing here because usually in like scary movies, the person who's being hunted down or being chased by the killer, they usually make decisions where you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why wouldn't you do this instead of that? Like, you're asking to get caught, you're asking to get killed. And I guess the only truly what the fuck moment was when he escaped the first time.
When he
And
was
when he was chasing by the van.
where he was just running straight.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, because you're
Like-
right. I'm like, bro, like, why couldn't you do that? But like, that was truly the only one.
Yeah, that was.
So
it.
I can give it a pass for a point where like, okay, I'll let that one slide
because everything
it's not really
else-
gonna affect my score. Of
Yeah,
the
because
movie.
because everything else what he was doing was like, you couldn't like I said, you couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a room full of stuff. The ghost was telling him what to do, and he's like, "Yo," like one of the ghost was like, "Hey, this is what I did. You could do it too, but I didn't make it because this is my outcome." Like
I
there was
fucked up
nothing
here.
Yeah, and so we see the kid. He would get frustrated doing these things, and ultimately, all these things that all these kids tell him what to do, all these kids did it themselves, but obviously they end up dying. He's doing them, and they all don't work. He's like, "Fuck, these things don't work," and then until eventually,
At the end.
everything works because he uses everything.
Yep.
So what would be your rating?
I got a couple of things to say.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, I also like what you were just saying. I like how they used the past victims to move the plot forward. It's by like learning their history and what.
Yeah, that was
what you
cool,
said.
man.
Like I like that
I like that
very
a lot.
much too. I guess I'm gonna say it again. The sister, her performance in this movie, I think was outstanding. Honestly, I was very impressed with her. I think she's my favorite character. I mean, I watched in the movie. I really
Yeah, she played a big role.
Yeah, she
Like
was.
I said, it was another subplot, but like, it was a main subplot. It was,
Yep, and I think she carried it. If I'm honest with you, if she wasn't that good at acting, I think the subplot wouldn't have really hit that well. 'Cause
No,
it's
yeah,
like
that's
it's
true.
good because of her acting.
I can agree. with that.
She feels like a whatever age she is in that time period,
Yeah.
and that's what I liked about her a lot. She did an incredible job.
Oh yeah.
She-
Right. Remember, there were some scenes where they were swearing and shit.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh
The
my
hardcore
god, like,
swearing.
and it feels like her. It feels like she's the type of girl that would do that.
Yeah, bro.
And that's what I'm saying. She just did an incredible job. And overall, I think this is a very solid movie. I think it's worth the watch. I do
Definitely.
have something to say about a complaint one of my friends said when I was at my
mention
job.
this. I want to hear this.
I was talking to her and she's like, "Hey, like I asked her like, did you go see Black Phone with your boyfriend?" And she was like, "Yeah, I saw it, but it wasn't a good movie." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I didn't like it." I'm like, "What? It was solid. What do you?" I'm like,
It's a good movie.
like you,
man.
I
It's a
get it.
great
You
movie.
can't say it's a 10 out of 10 because I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. Oh, I kind of spoiled my rating there. But like, I understand if you don't want to say it's a 10 out of 10, but to say it was bad, I don't know. That's a stretch for me.
No, man.
And
It's a
she's
good movie.
and I asked her why. And she's like, "It's not even that scary." And I'm
Well,
like, "What do you mean?" She's like,
it's not. Yeah, well, it's
No,
not
no,
really scary, but
I know.
not
When
the
you think
point.
about horror, it's
Yeah.
not a lot of horror in it.
when people
What
think of
makes
horror, they
you
think of like so many jump scares.
Yeah.
and
To me,
shit,
like no, I think it's
nah.
a cheesy way.
there were some jump scares,
Yeah.
but not a lot. I think there was only like 2.
And what I tried to tell her is like, yeah, I get your point there, but you gotta remember there was a lot of suspense, and that suspense
Yeah.
gives you a lot of anxiety. It makes
And-
you feel scared.
And there's twists in it too.
And I tried telling her that, and she didn't.
Like,
She,
it's
I
like
don't
a
know.
thriller
She
type shit.
just couldn't get over it. I think she's just more of a jump scare person. I think she likes stuff in movies. So like, to me, I didn't like that take. Cause I'm just like, bro, it's not really a good take. And like, just
No,
because there's not a lot of
man.
jump scares doesn't make it a. You cannot like the fact that there's not a lot of jump scares, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean the movie's bad.
No, yeah,
The movie
it's-
was good. You can
was
say
great,
like,
bro.
I don't like it. I wanted more jump scares. Okay, but you can't say the movie's 100% bad because of that one fucking thing.
Yeah,
But
that's facts.
I just want to say that. But overall, I think I'm debating between an 8 or a 9.
I know my rating.
And I think because since a good horror movie is so fucking rare,
Nah, yeah, bro.
it's so fucking rare. I think I might have to give this a 9 because I like the direction they took this movie. It was
Yeah.
different in the sense where like we really don't see movies end like that when it comes to like everything coming together so smoothly and so like believable.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm just like, oh shit, like now it's just coming together and it makes sense like why he used that. I love the acting, like I said, that girl did an amazing
And it was
job.
well paced. The pacing was great too.
It was well paced.
Like, it was just a good horror film,
Mm-hmm.
man. And it's hard, and it sucks because like I love horror films, man. Like I love them a lot, but there's not that many good ones that come out, or
like for example, because the trailer for the new Halloween movie came out.
I
but if you remember the last one,
that shit was
I don't know,
ass. I don't know what the
fucking the Michael
you know
Myers
what?
member.
Hey, no, hey, no. We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it because listen, we can't talk about it because I want to review that trilogy, the OG.
God,
listen, I know there's so many Halloween movies, so we're just gonna focus on the main because remember we learned that they just cut all of those movies and say, okay, guys, we're not doing this. The original Halloween's is the OG. The last one that came out, Halloween Kills, and then this one, Halloween Ends. This is the OG trilogy. Everything else, ignore it.
It's not really canon.
So it's not canon anymore. So I want to do. So I don't want you to say because I want to review it. But
it's just a funny
I want to
moment.
review. I want to review it in honor of the new movie that's gonna come out.
All right.
So stay tuned, guys, for that one. You'll hear what we're talking about.
This is funny though.
But yeah, you said you rated it a 9.
I'll give it a 9 because like I don't know, compared to like other movies, horror movies, they just miss a lot more.
You're a
like,
bitch, man.
But
that's mine. That was mine.
You're gonna give it a 9 too. I thought you were gonna give it an 8 for if I was.
No, bro. I actually like this. I like Milf. What the fuck? I should like this film.
I thought you said Milf.
No.
I was like, damn, boy. You like them cougars?
No, but yeah, I agree with Mario, man. This is a 9. I actually enjoyed this film a lot.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Aside from, it's not a 10 out of 10 because like I said, there's some moments where I was like, okay, whatever. But it's a 9, man. It's a solid film. I recommend you guys go watching it. It's not a typical horror movie, it's just jump scares and like super fucking scary. But it's definitely like
characters making stupid choices.
Yeah, it's definitely suspenseful and it's definitely interesting. There's some twists.
Characters are actually not stupid. Yeah,
man. Like. It's a good fucking film, and that's pretty much it. We give it a 9. I give it a 9.
Watch it. It's definitely worth your time.
Well, you know what's actually I'm gonna mention this right now. You know what's funny is that we say watch it. It's a good film. We basically told them the movie.
Oh yeah,
if they're for the people listening, if they're listening to this, that's because they already seen it.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought of that.
Yeah, right.
I can just say it was definitely worth the watch.
Yes,
it was worth the watch.
Yes,
there we go. We'll do that from now on.
Yeah. Right. No, well, it's just you.
I know.
You've been the one saying this shit.
Kid,
not me.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you were the one saying all this shit. I'm over here like I would think of it in my head. I'm like,
I'm like, bro, if they're listening to this far, they probably already seen the movie.
Yeah, right, yeah. There's no point in watching the movie. They heard us speak about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Remember, don't let your past haunt you. Take it easy.
Peace.